So I'm constantly worried about dying. I know that is super morbid, but I am worried about death.
Because I'm my own worst enemy and I break down myself emotionally. So yes.
Yes, 3 suicide attempts in 10 years. And I have been in institutes since the age of 20.
I want to be remembered as someone who lived and loved. I am not fancy about the type of things I want to be remembered for. As long as people can think of me as a person who lived genuinely and who loved and cared for everyone they came across, I think that should be enough for me. And love translates into the type of work I do, for example, and how I impact people around me. So those are the sort of things I want to be remembered for.
Making people laugh, my sense of humor. When people talk about me when I'm gone, I want it to be about the funny things.
Being the role model to most of the young people in Namibia in terms of basically inspiring them to start off their businesses with what they have and not necessarily wait for somebody to fund them, because it might take a while and their dreams might die.
For being a good person and for helping other people.
That it's not easy to relate to other people. So sometimes you feel different, and that feeling makes me feel lonely.
I mostly think about how fleeting life is. I don't think I have come to terms with my own mortality and the mortality of people around me. So I'm constantly worried about dying. I know that is super morbid, but I am worried about death, that my loved ones and friends, family and friends, would die and I would never see them again, and that will be it. That one day I will leave this earth and it would be as though I never existed. And that's it. That people at some point will forget me. And that scares me. But those are the type of thoughts I have when I'm by myself and when I'm not thinking about work or thinking about being productive in any sense. Coming to terms with my mortality, that's what I think about most.
I feel like I don't get through to anyone. Like, I can try to explain a situation, but no one gets me. And yeah, sometimes I feel like people don't understand, or they don't, like, everyone has their stuff, and they don't necessarily understand that other people do as well, if that makes sense.
I think about when I'm alone is poverty that is in our brain. I feel like we are poor because of what we think and not necessarily what is in the world there, what is out there, because you find how people reason or how we reason and how we think is making us poor. Like when I say that one would think of a business name, you would think of a business that will only last within 2 years, but you're not going to think of a business that is going to last infinity or that is going to last forever. That is the poverty that I'm thinking of, that I'm talking about. Like sometimes you can start off a business and then, like, let me say, you start off maybe a market, a big market, a well-known market. At the end of the day, your mind is poor because you have not thought of delegating people, you have not thought of creating a hierarchy within that business of yours, but then you just thought of basically feeding your family, in enabling you that you can provide and you can pay for your children's school fees, give them anything that they need, but you're not thinking about what happens when you die, what happens to this business. And that is what I'm talking about when I say poverty. The mindset is normally poverty that we have, and that's what I think of, like, how can I solve this for the people?
I wish people knew that, like, I don't wish harm for anyone, so I always just want what's good for someone else, and I wish they knew that.
Wish people knew how difficult it was to live day to day suffering from having bipolar.
That I don't have it all together. Then I'm extremely lopsided and extremely work in progress. I am not emotionally stable, I am not physically stable, I'm not intellectually stable. I wish I had the confidence in myself that people think I have. I wish I thought I had the intelligence that other people think I have. So that's what I wish people knew about me, that I am just as insecure as the next person, and I feel just as limited in my abilities, whether intellectually, whether physically, in any or emotionally. So yeah.
I hate the fact that like everything is a competition for everyone. Like I feel like we should be motivating each other. We shouldn't be fighting against each other or being in a competition with each other. We should actually stand together and work together.
The global warming, basically. How people don't care about what they consume in, how people don't care about the environment.
A lot of people like lying. Nowadays, people are liars. Tons of them. They are not honest. There's no trust anymore. Fake love everywhere, and just no honesty anymore.
I've noticed more in the workplace, people starting out with careers kind of have that mentality like something is owed to them, and I strongly feel that it boils down to good work ethic and hard work.
What bothers me most about the world is the indifference with which we view oppression in the world, and how we view, or the lens from which we view violence in the world. It kind of bothers me that we are okay as a society with groups of people being harmed for as long as it's not us. These are people like you and I who constantly live their life in fear and who are constantly worried about death, and it bothers me that we don't care enough about things like this until they affect us. We don't care about harm until it befalls us. So I wish the world cared a little more about every single oppression. As black people, I wish we cared more a little about Muslim people being oppressed in places like China, because we care about the oppression of black people without ever realizing that we are not all free until everyone is free.
Emotionally, I've never had like suicidal attempts, but I'm I'm my own worst enemy, and I break down myself emotionally. So yes.
Yes, 3 suicide attempts in 10 years, and I have been in institutes since the age of 20. If I could give advice, talk to a professional and take the meds you're supposed to, and stay away from toxic situations and keep your family and friends close.